Glad to hear Sagittarius rising. I'm going to be taking you through your astrology for the first calendar month of 2025 being January. Welcome. It's Cosmic 101 talking astrology. It's a dense first month for the year. In short, there's a lot of planetary aspects. So it's going to be a particularly long video, just a heads up there. If that's not your jam, I appreciate that. But if it is, your Cosmic Girl 101 has you covered, and there's a lot coming your way and for all of us in the month of January. So let's get into it. From the 1st to the 5th of the month, we have a Pluto-Mars retrograde opposition, and this opposition is happening in your immediate environment opposed to the larger world, if you will. So this is like burning the midnight candle, really enjoying life to the full, whilst in your subconscious, you should be hunkering down and dealing with the day-to-day, but you're having too much fun. So it's that push-pull with, I just want to have fun and enjoy life, while I really know I should be concentrating on work, concentrating on my car, doing what I have to do for the day-to-day operations to run smoothly. So it could be tricky to navigate the first 5 days of the month with, I'm just having too much fun, even though I know I shouldn't really be dropping the ball because it's something that really needs my attention in my daily environment. So that could be difficult to navigate. And knowing that it's like the devil on one shoulder and the angel on another. So yeah, really difficult opening up for the first 5 days of the month of 2025. Having too much fun and overindulgence, well, you should be doing something completely different. On the 2nd, we've got Venus ingressing into Pisces, her sign of exaltation, and that's your 4th house. Now, the 4th house is very private. It's subterranean part of your natal chart, and a lot of people aren't privy to know about this part of your home, your sense of privacy, and where you find sanctuary unless you invite them in. So when Venus steps into her exaltation zodiac sign of Pisces, your 4th house, from the 2nd of January, friends and co-workers and your work could be more prominent and disrupting your sense of serenity in your home. So this tells me for you, Sagittarius rising, there's a lot of social and work demands that could be making you feel, I'm not quite settled in my home. I just want to be at home. I just want to chill out. Whereas there's people that are sort of knocking on your door and dragging you out of your sense of pleasure and serenity. So maybe a difficult transit to navigate when all you want to do is chill and hang with your family and do things in the home, but you're sort of on call at the same time. So that'll be a tricky transit for you to navigate from the 2nd of January when Venus steps into your 4th house of privacy. On the 6th, we have Mercury squaring off with Neptune. So a square is difficulty in expressing an opinion or a difference of an ideology. So this square on the 6th of January between Mercury and Neptune is about you, your sense of self, your actual physical body is at odds, if you will, with what's going on in your home environment. So again, this looks like for you, Sagittarius rising, could be work demands or social commitments that is grating on your body, possibly dropping the ball and not committing to your commitments could have you having your, dare I say for better words, image tarnished. So transparency, if you're not coping with all the demands, let people know what's going on. You may be feeling under the weather, or your body, or really psychologically, you're not up to task. So it can be a difficult day on the 6th of January when Mercury squares Neptune. We also then see on the same day, Mars, which has been retrograding in Leo in your 9th house, now retrograding back into Cancer in your 8th house of other people's resources. So this is where a partnership, be it intimate or otherwise, and other people's resources may need to be retweaked, re-strategized, it's like reevaluating how other people's resources impact you. And that could have you being very detective-like and understanding how debt or your financial entanglements are emotionally draining you, and you may be feeling the pinch or the urge to change those monetary systems up or your assets, with Mars retrograding back into Cancer in your 8th house of resources. From the 6th to the 11th, because Mars is retrograded back into Cancer in your 8th house, Pluto is still opposing Mars retrograde. So again, this looks like something in your immediate environment that is trying to get your attention, if you will. It's hard to see what's going on in the day-to-day that's disrupting, if you will, your sense of peace connected with other people's resources. So education, short distance travel, siblings, cousins, there could be a struggle, if you will, with emotional financial entanglement with those subjects. Whether you assist siblings or cousins with finances, or you take out a loan for education or a new car, these sorts of nuances is something you may be navigating with Pluto in Aquarius, your 3rd house opposing Mars retrograde in Cancer, your 8th house of other people's resources. So can be particularly frustrating. I have to be transparent. On the 8th of January, we then see planet Mercury ingress into Capricorn in your 2nd house. Now, the dignity of Mercury increases significantly. It's been in detriment in Sagittarius, your 1st house, running riot for a couple of months and not very happy. It's been in detriment in Sagittarius, and now the dignity, because now Mercury is in a zodiac sign that it's grounded, it's practical, it's rolling up the sleeves sort of zodiac sign, Capricorn, that wants to go the distance and looks ahead at the future and is quite serious and practical about what it wants to accomplish. So with Mercury going into Capricorn in your 2nd house now, with a stronger Mercury, this is where you, Sagittarius rising, may be, again, a Sherlock, a detective about trying to uncover financial mysteries or find pearls in oysters and finding treasure in things that can support you instead of drain you and make you feel scattered mentally. So this is about also doing things that physically support you. So you might be getting back into a health routine, re-establishing new systems that support the physical body, or even upskilling, like educating yourself, creating a niche skill that is unique, that improves your financial capacity and earning power in the future, that supports you. These are all subjects and topics that are up for grabs when Mercury ingresses into Capricorn, your 2nd house of finances, assets, possessions, resources, things that support the self, which is you. On the 13th, we've got a full moon in Cancer in your 8th house of other people's resources. So this is where you might be emotionally, secretly resenting, if you will, just how much you lean on other people's resources and how you're emotionally entangled with them. You might be going, oh, I just want my own money. I just want my own thing. I want to do my own thing. I don't want to be part of any debt, any intertwined, deep psychological crap. I need to get myself out of debt, or I need to let go of an asset or a possession because I just can't do this anymore. So this could be an emotionally difficult day to see the forest for the trees, see the reality of your situation. And you may not like what you see, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. And this may prompt you to change your financial dynamics up and how they're intertwined with other people on the 13th of January moving forward. From the 14th to the 15th, we have Venus squaring off with your ruling planet Jupiter. Jupiter is your ruling planet if you're a Sagittarius rising. And Jupiter's been retrograding in Gemini in your 7th house, opposing your 1st house. And the 7th house is about endings, rest, relationships, partnerships, contracts, and agreements. It's where we sign on the dotted line, we shake hands, we put a ring on it. We commit, we find value in others. And when you've got a Venus going off with Jupiter, your ruling planet, from the 14th to the 15th of January, right smack in the middle of the month, this is where there's could be some tension or at least a frank discussion between a friendship or a work situation or a service that you utilize. And it may not be pretty. So this could be like an abrupt ending to a friendship or a contract or a work situation. Could also have to do with your physical body. So don't overextend yourself physically from the 14th to the 15th of January if at all possible. But this could be like a tricky day to navigate for all of us, but for you in particular, this has a lot to do with your friendships and your work and your physical body. Really at odds or encroaching too much on your home environment, and you may have to draw some very hard lines in the sand, or co-workers or friends might just cut off, and may not be so pleasant from the 14th to the 15th of January. Unfortunately, astrology is not all roses, guys. Then for the 15th to the 16th, we've got Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 4th house. And this is a very definitive decision day, in or out. So this is, again, ending a friendship, a relationship, or a work contract, or something to do with a service comes to an end, or you absolutely commit to a new friendship, a new social commitment, or again, a new workplace situation or a new health or service that improves your physical body. So this is very definitive certain days with Venus conjuncting Saturn in your 4th house. So this decision is going to impact your sense of peace and your actual dwelling, your home and family unit. And the same day, you've got that Sun in Capricorn in your 2nd house of your finances, your assets, your possessions, things that support you, is opposed to Mars retrograde in Cancer in your 8th house of other people's resources. So you may be starting, Sagittarius rising, to appreciate, if you will, what you've heard to date with the astrological information in this video, all the way up until the middle of the month. It's a lot of activity going on with other people that's impacting the home and you physically. So the 15th to the 16th, and this is about making a decision, but a very mature and wise one at that, because there's something that's either draining your financial position or other people's finances or perceived assets are not really up to task or you value anymore. So again, the 15th to the 16th can be very tricky days to navigate. But know your worth, know your value, know what works for you, know what doesn't, and that's that. But it may be difficult to detach emotionally from making pretty firm, sober decisions. On the 19th, we see the Sun ingress into Aquarius in your 3rd house of the daily environment, and this is a 4-week transit. So for 4 weeks, that Sun is in detriment, meaning not really happy in Aquarius in your 3rd house. And this is where your immediate environment, short distance traveling, vehicles, education, siblings, cousins, these subjects and topics are lit up, if you will, by the Sun. So there could be some grudges, there can be some conflict about ideologies and concepts about life. You might be trying to liberate yourself from something in your immediate environment, or a cousin or a sibling could be struggling to have more freedom, like get out of Dodge. They may be restricted in some way, shape or form. Or the topics of education and short distance travel may be also difficult to navigate with that sun in detriment, not happy, in your third house. So again, the next 4 weeks with the sun in detriment and Aquarius in your third house, you may be witnessing things in your local environment. And again, more people around you not doing so hot. So yeah, you can hear Sagittarius rising. It's almost like you need to practice a lot of self-care with your body, your mental health, your spiritual health, your physical health, because a lot of people are taking your attention and time from you. So it might be wise to practice a lot of self-care this month. It's well advised astrologically, absolutely. Okay, so now on to the 21st and the 22nd of the month. We've got a Sun-Pluto conjunction. It's a 12-month synodic cycle. The Sun won't meet up with Pluto again in a conjunction until another year when the Sun travels all the way through the zodiac back to Aquarius. So it's like a 12-month cycle of going, when the Sun's in Aquarius, which it doesn't like to be, conjuncting Pluto, which is a planet that is about the slow reveal, hard to see what's going on beneath the surface. This is helpful, Sagittarius rising, for you to identify, have some conversations with siblings, cousins, people in your immediate environment, changing things up with modes of transport, your vehicles, to find the wealth in the day-to-day and help others identify the necessary grit and determination just to keep on keeping on, because there's something that is only just beginning, and over a 12-month period things can improve. So this is like you being an ambassador, an advocate for people around you. Again, I just feel like Sagittarius risings really have a lot of weight on their shoulders and holding a lot of space and emotional rent that they're not paying for. But this feels like you, again, you're being a bit of a champion for people around you. With the Sun conjunct Pluto for 12 months, setting off a new 12-month cycle in your immediate environment in that busy third house. Yet with the same day, you have a Uranus retrograde sextile Mars retrograde, and this potentially looks as if you keep on supporting people, the resources and the benefits of you helping behind the scenes, if you will, is going to improve you doing that selfless service to others, and it sort of builds that character within yourself, Sagittarius rising, that I'm quite supportive. I have the capacity to be a rock for people, and I actually like doing that. So for some reason, even though there's all this activity with other people, at the same time, you feel a little bit chuffed that, people are leaning on you, or that you can be some people's support system. And I think that will be noticeable in 12 months' time, when the people around you will start to show you in more practical ways their appreciation of all of your assistance. And that could come in the form of, I don't know, they buy you a car, or they buy you a plant, a holiday, or give you tickets to a massage therapist, etc., etc. So it's not that we do things for an expectation of a payoff with selfless service to others, but there is benefit in lifting other people up and supporting people, is what I'm getting, Sagittarius rising, even though it's super, super, super significant that you do not keep burning the candle at both ends and leave yourself, the body, soul, and spirit, and your mental space in disarray. You want to keep that in check at the same time. So it's a fine dance and balancing act that I think Sagittarius risings are really going through in the month of January. Oh, fun, huh? And we're only at the 22nd of January. I told you this is a crazy astrological month. Okay, so from the 23rd to the 24th, we have Mercury opposing Mars retrograde. And this is about a difference of opinion. This is like lost paperwork, communication going awry. The email doesn't land, the contract's not there, something doesn't go through that you thought was going to go through. Frustrating days on the 23rd and 24th of January. So deep breaths. And the same day, we've got Mercury trining Uranus retrograde. So while there's some frustration and things not being clear or something being lost in translation, we also have the potential to, I feel like this is like divine timing of, even if something doesn't work out, it's going to benefit you in the capacity or the way of a new work colleague, a new work situation that's more favorable, a new contract, a new service, and something that improves your health. So it's like a cosmic dodging of the bullet, this Mercury opposition to Mars retrograde, because this Mercury is lining up with Uranus retrograde. So it's an out of the blue turnaround, even though there's something really shitty going on with something lost in translation or complete confusion. So it's a double-edged sword days, 23rd to the 24th of January. Deep breath days. The 25th to the 26th, we see a Venus sextiling retrograde Uranus. So this could be a surprise support system coming in. Something out of the blue in the day-to-day happens that gives you a feeling of, oh, wow, I got a contract, or something improves. You get flowers at your door. A family member turns up with a photo album from the 1900s, and you sit down and go through it and enjoy photo days. These days look gorgeous from the 25th to the 26th of January. So enjoy those. Yay, things do get better. Sagittarius rising towards the end of the first calendar month of January 2024 for all of us. So this is good, and it starts to settle from the 25th to the 26th. On the 29th, we see Mercury now conjunct Pluto in Aquarius, because now Mercury is moving out of the zodiac sign of Capricorn, your second house of finance, and now gets his detective lenses on and wants to really understand the local environment, and conjuncting Pluto sets off a new synodic cycle for 12 months. Helpful in regards to communication, red tape, logistics, data, analytics, understanding, clarity, clear communication. Things are good in the communication house. So a Mercury-Pluto conjunction on the 29th is fabulous. And on the same day, we also have a new moon in Aquarius. So we've got a stellium party happening in your third house. And there's also a stellium party happening in your fourth house. And these houses are right next to one another in your natal chart. So a stellium is 3 planets or more in one particular zodiac sign. And it's not to diminish the significance of the planets in that zodiac sign creating a stellium. It's more the topics and subjects of that house that becomes louder. So you have Mercury, Pluto, Moon, Sun, all in your third house on the 29th of January. So the new moon and Mercury-Pluto conjunction, this sets off, wow, a wonderful cycle, a wonderful new beginning in your local environment. You could see a sibling or cousin have a small win. You could get a new car. You could sell a car. You could start a new course. You could become a teacher. There's a new coffee shop that's just like amazing. You could get a fantastic contract, but it's something that's really going to inspire you on the day-to-day. So a wonderful date coming up for you, Sagittarius rising, on the 29th of Jan. On the 30th, Uranus goes direct in Taurus, and this is your sixth house, work, health, service, labor, the body. With Uranus direct, rolling with the punches is the astrological advice with Uranus, because Uranus is an unpredictable planet. We do not know what's going to go on. It's out of the blue. It's shocking. It's acute. It's abrupt. It's odd. It's very peculiar. It's extremely interested in liberation and freedom. And in Taurus, that is the fixed Earth zodiac sign. So you can imagine a planet that just wants freedom and liberation, trying to crack through and break through. Really fixed, stuck, heavy, dense, earthy Taurus in your house of work, health, services, the body. So with Uranus going direct now, anything that's going on with work, health, services, the physical body, you can handle it. It's not your first rodeo. So doing what you have to do in the day-to-day to keep the system running up in a really healthy, balanced way for you. And that's even with your workplace and services that you utilize or services that you provide, things become more organic. It's like a muscle's been developed for change. And you can roll with it moving forward from the 30th of January with Uranus in your sixth house of work, health, services, labor, and the physical body. It's like, I've got this. It's not going to be so abrupt or feel like it's too hard to change things. That fixed earth zodiac sign of Taurus. It's like you can roll with these punches. You can adapt and shift and change. And that develops a muscle of strength. And this can only be beneficial for you, Sagittarius rising, moving forward when Uranus goes direct in your sixth house. Ending the month, we have on the 30th to the 31st of January, we have the Sun trining your ruling planet Jupiter retrograde in Gemini. This is wonderful because something in your immediate environment is benefiting you or a significant relationship. It could be easy for a partner to get a contract. It's like, hey, I've got this contract that's going to really take us places. That's uplifting. Or you go into a partnership and it's inspiring and it benefits you and the other party. It's also potentially, you could see a sibling or a cousin finally close out something that they've been connected or anchored to for some time. That could be a marriage, it could be a relationship, it could be a contract, it could be anything, but they may be celebrating, yay, it's over, I've ended something, or they may be anchoring into a new relationship or contract that's quite inspiring. And you, because your ruling planet Jupiter retrograde here in Gemini on the days of the 30th to the 31st is you're enjoying everyone's wins or everyone's endings because it's your ruling planet. So you're an integral part of someone's celebration, whether it be shaking a hand, signing on the dotted line, putting the ring on it, or disintegrating an anchoring situation. So really nice. And just for that cherry on the top of the Sunday moment, we also have Venus in Pisces in your fourth house of privacy and family and your roots, conjunct Neptune. So this is absolute anything goes day for something fantasy driven, a dream that you didn't think possible comes to fruition. Something in the family is just like, wow, can you believe this is a truth or this is happening? So the 30th to the 31st of January, the last 2 days of our calendar month of 2025 of January is fantastic. And you are all up in it. As you could appreciate, and you can hear with the transits, it is about other people and you're very integral in sharing some really nice wins or separations that is really happy for other people as well. So enjoy that, Sagittarius rising. There you go, Sagittarius rising. That's your astrology for January from your Cosmic Girl 101's astrological perspective for January 2025. I trust you got some value out of this video. Please feel free to leave any comments in the comments section below. I do respond to all comments and I appreciate feedback. That's what we're all here for. And share what you're looking forward to in 2025 by all means. There's a lot to look forward to. And just before we go, I would just like to extend a big thank you to astrology enthusiasts such as yourself for being present and listening and taking your precious time to check out the cosmic movement of the planets, because it's always changing and moving. It's always exciting, and it's good to check in with yourself and how you're tracking. And the biggest standout that I get, which I've already mentioned for January 2025, Sagittarius rising, is don't forget you while you're being a fabulous ambassador and advocate for others. It's important to fill your own cup up and get the appreciation and reciprocal behavior. And if you're not, then by all means draw those healthy lines in the sand, because you matter too. Don't think you're adverse to drawing healthy lines in the sand. It's just that your ruling planet Jupiter being in Gemini may feel that you have to be a pillar of strength at this time. And whilst that's admirable, you may be getting lost in the mix. So self-awareness is super, super significant, Sagittarius rising, moving forward. And you have something very auspicious to look forward to, because your ruling planet Jupiter goes direct on the 4th of February next month. So that is going to be a very significant turnaround for your ruling planet, moving in a direct motion, and will then be ingressing into Cancer. And that will be your 8th house of shared resources and other people's resources. So that is a particularly interesting transit coming up for you, Sagittarius rising, with your ruling planet going in the 8th house. So if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And if you have, thank you. I do appreciate your support. And hit the bell notification for the upcoming videos that I post here on the Cosmic 101 YouTube channel. And always remember, stay cosmic.